Welcome to the Dew Suwa Sewa Europe YouTube channel. I suppose you have already watched the very interesting Q&A video we posted a couple of months back with Divine Healer and spiritual leader Mr. Deegoda Kumara. Well, he's no stranger to all of you if you have been watching our channel or have been in search of true spiritual content. In our last Q&A video, he explained in detail about how his miracle healings that even modern science cannot explain actually happen. Not only that, he also provided other valuable information for those who are new to this subject and are keen on taking the first steps towards the spiritual path. So if you haven't watched that previous video, I will link it on the screen and also in the description box down below for those who are interested. We warmly welcome you, Mr. Kumara, and thank you very much for taking the time to join us. It's wonderful to have you here again with us for a second Q&A video.
Thank you. Yes, and it's a pleasure once again.
Firstly, we would like to know, Mr. Kumara, how long has it been since you first introduced your spiritual healing powers to the general public?
Well, it's been 9 years, and I'll be on my 10th year starting this June.
How did people react and respond at first? I thought of asking this question because at the time spiritual healing was something new, and I'm sure there were many skeptics around.
On the very first day, it started with just one person, and that was a leukemia patient whom I met by chance at the local temple. I knew about my ability, but had not tried it on anyone else prior to this. This patient was somehow introduced to me by the chief priest of the temple, and then I just placed my palm on his back, my left hand, and offered my blessings. After this incident, I didn't think much about it and went on my work. And the next day, the chief priest called and informed me that the person who blessed is now fully recovered, and that he has also taken the necessary medical reports, which also show that he is fully okay. So that was the first time. The next day, there were about 7 or 8 people, and the day after about 25 people, then about 2,000, 8,000, 15,000, 100,000, and so on. We used to have weekly sessions, and the numbers multiplied and it all grew from there. If this didn't work, then people would not have gathered in hundreds of thousands like that. Our healing session is usually a tough 3-day program. Right throughout, till the end, there are huge crowds waiting to be healed by me. These people watch and witness how others are being healed as well, and the increasing numbers prove that the healing program is truly effective and successful. So that was the kind of response we received.
Amazing. We have heard that there are many foreigners among those who seek your healing blessings, and that they have also been cured through your spiritual healing services, including the distance healing sessions. Have you conducted spiritual healing sessions overseas? If yes, how has the response been like?
Yes, I have healed foreigners and have also done these healing miracles in foreign countries. I think I can say that I have healed people from all parts of the world. The Chinese, Japanese, Australians, Thai, Indian, American, British, and many more. I have also done overseas healing sessions, mainly in India. As you know, I have spent a lot of my time in India, and I think I have done about 3 healing programs there.
I see.
Most foreigners who are healed by me invite me to come over to their countries to do my next healing sessions. Somehow, till now we could do the overseas program only in India. Due to the current situation, we could not proceed with the other trips as yet. But I must say the response I received from the Indians were quite impressive. The programs were organized extremely well, and I was treated as a VIP with a lot of respect from the moment I stepped on board. India, as we know, is a country of spiritual leaders, including Sri Sathya Sai Baba of recent times. As India itself is a spiritual country.
Yeah, true.
They in fact called me the Vishnu Avatar, Lanka Sai, God, the messenger of God, etc. They also worshipped me in the same traditional way they worship God at their Hindu temples, lying flat on the ground with both hands together above their head. I also met with their rishis or siddhas, name called Siddhar, as they are called in South India. They welcomed me with massive garlands made out of beautiful flowers and performing traditional ritual, admiring and appreciating what I do. After I did my healings, they all came up to me and thanked me. Even the medical doctors who were there at the gathering. At one session in India, I also had to do a distance healing at their request to an unconscious patient who was in hospital 750 kilometers away. After I offered my blessings, the patient became conscious and
Amazing.
the doctor were highly appreciative of that. Even their media is quite different. Before publishing any of their newspaper review on me and my healing, they made sure to take permission from me. I must mention that they treated me with a lot of respect and appreciation. These were people who were knowledgeable on science as well as spirituality. There were many university students who attended my spiritual sermons and healing sessions. They also assisted me voluntarily to video record some of my healings. When you consider all of this, one feels sorry for our own people here. No growth in science or spirituality.
My next topic is placebo. Even through popular research, it is found that this placebo is most effective in cases such as pain management, fatigue, stress-related matters, etc. But those who are complete skeptics of spiritual healing tend to claim your spiritual healing miracles, such as healing kidney patients and making paralyzed people walk again, serious stuff like that, as placebo. Could you please say something about this?
This term placebo is used over here just to cover up embarrassment, especially by those who are connected to the medical field. This is the term they use when referring to cases where it is proven that people have been healed with spiritual power. Initially, such people claimed that one cannot heal with spiritual power. So when people were actually healed spiritual power, and when it was also proven with medical reports, etc., just as an escape from having to accept this. They just said it is a placebo effect. Then there is another thing called nocebo effect. But none of these are related to our spiritual healing. They are related to Western medical practices only. With placebo, they trick people into believing a dummy pill or a dummy tablet as an actual treatment and improve symptoms. But as you said, if serious medical conditions can be cured with placebo effect, then I believe we only need more doctors who can perform placebo type of treatments. It actual medicines are not required to cure just like that. So if placebo effect works so well, why don't the Western medical doctors use it to cure people? It can be used to reduce the mental stress or depression, etc. And we are aware of that, but can it be used to create a new kidney or a new heart? We have repaired spinal cord injuries where it was broken in 2-3 places using spiritual power. These are not secrets anymore. We even publish such cases on our Dew Suwa Sewa channel. I can give you the related pictures if you want. So, can you consider something like that as a placebo effect? Can you repair an injured, damaged spinal cord with a placebo effect? The other thing is that you don't really need a special person to treat people using this placebo method or placebo effect. Anyone can study that and do it. So why then it happens only through me?
Yes.
Why are not there many others who do miracle healings using placebo method then? I think it is because they believe when I place my hand, people are actually cured. I am quite proud and happy about that. Also, now people talk about this placebo effect and they know such a thing exists. So when it is no more secret and people are aware of it, do you think one can trick people with a dummy pill or dummy tablet again and again?
Very true.
However, spiritual healing, divine healing, spiritual surgeries have been spoken about, acknowledged and accepted by Dr. Arthur C. Clarke and other such specialists at NASA already. These things will further develop beyond year 2028. This is a method used by the gods and goddesses to heal each other. That's a very important thing. Healing one 5D body through another 5D body. 5D means fifth dimensional body. This is also called transpersonal healing. There are many programs on the internet about this kind of healing, especially by Dr. Deepak Chopra and other such people. There is a huge trend toward this side currently in the world. This is just a false claim over here in our land only by a few who are afraid that they will not be able to sell Western medicine anymore.
Interesting. My next question is about aftercare. We know that there are certain requirements to fulfill before one attends your spiritual healing sessions, such as offering Bodhi Pujas for 7 days prior to it, or attending to similar spiritual rituals based on one's religion, refraining from consuming non-vegetarian food, etc., and also dressing modestly in white, listening to your Dhamma sermons. How about aftercare? after someone receives your healing blessings and are cured, what kind of a lifestyle should they follow? Any guidance on how they need to conduct their lives afterwards?
Yes, I will explain. Firstly, one must understand why I perform these miracle healings. I am not performing these healings to close down hospitals. But it is true that there has to be a solution for those who cannot be cured at hospitals. That's just one side to it. It's the physical side. I say things at times against certain aspects about Western medical practices. Western medicines can be poisonous. I will in future do a separate video on this. Why? Because these medicines do not only affect the intended organ. These can have side effects on other parts of the body of organs. These Western medicines are not compatible with our bodies and can be poisonous. But I perform these healings actually as a miracle and not to turn people away from hospitals. Even Lord Buddha performed a miracle before his first sermon after attaining enlightenment to get the 5 famous ascetics to believe in him that he attained the supreme Buddha status. Lord Buddha emitted fire and water from his noble body at the same time. Only Lord Buddha can perform this miracle. But no one requested him to supply water during a drought or to provide fire where is it needed after seeing this miracle. But over here, when I perform in healing miracles, giving strength and getting a paralyzed person to walk again, instead of observing that and being curious as to why this person was given this amazing power and what is his message, they bring me lots of other sick people to cure or tell me to go cure everyone in cancer hospital or at some other place. If Lord Buddha performed that miracle during current times over here, I am sure our people would take it so rightly and may even request to provide water and fire in areas where is needed. So the reason for my miracle healings are to show you that there is this divine power in the universe. I have introduced this topic to you during our programs. Even others have explained about this energy and have explained what to do in order to experience such energies. Living according to the 5 Buddhist precepts, especially one must refrain from killing a living being and even indirectly supporting or aiding such an act. Refrain from destroying forests which indirectly or directly harm animals. Not consume non-vegetarian food, alcohol and drugs. This is what I expect of you after you are healed. I don't take a cent for my healings, but I consider your entire life and the change towards a positive lifestyle as my charge for this. In addition, there are many benefits of such positive blessed lifestyles for that person. Such people are a positive influence on others too. For example, someone who stops drinking alcohol can influence his friends around him also to stop drinking. I personally know of people who influence others positively like that. We advise not go into funeral houses immediately. After being healed to unclean places with a lot of bacteria, Sinhala we call it kili. But for a Buddhist, as I said before, living according to the 5 precepts would be what's required after being healed.
Thank you, Mr. Kumar. You are an important figure and a valuable treasure to the world. We'd very much like to know what are your thoughts on this amazing healing power that you have, and also about being able to heal thousands of innocent and mostly poor people free of cost through this service. Also, your thoughts on what you have done so far and what you hope for the future and your future plans.
Like I said earlier, for 9 years, at the beginning on a weekly basis. Then every other week, after that once every month, we conducted massive healing programs based on loving kindness meditation or Maitri Bhavana, focusing on the 4 divine virtues, Metta, Karuna, Mudita and Upekka, loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy and equanimity. There is a huge crowd from around the world following us now under my leadership, where I show them what's good and what's bad. This was our aim, and that's what we are doing now. When talking about future plans, actually until recent I had hopes to build an ashram. In India, if you see, there are many huge ashrams, like the one belongs to Sadhguru and many other rishis, like Sri Rama, Sri Satya Sai Baba and my Guru Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. They are huge and are quite successful conducting meditating programs, yoga and sermons. Some spiritual teachers of these ashrams have no spiritual powers, but since they can teach and talk about spirituality quite well, many people have come together and have assisted in building these ashrams as places that teach you how to live a good and a spiritual life positively. But please tell me, do we have one like that over here? Temples and churches are symbols, but temples are visited on Poya days and churches on Sundays, and that's it. What I mean is a place that is dedicated to change your life towards positivity. Today, if you see, really valuable sermons are only available on the internet. At the moment, even my sermons are only available on the internet, as we are not able to get any TV channels or dedicated places to offer this. So it's an ashram. We would have places that are for conducting sermons, hostels, areas dedicated for meditating and for teaching meditations, areas for practicing yogas and teaching yoga, leisure areas, places where one could purchase printed spiritual material, other classrooms for lessons. It's and also a main hall for our massive healing program, as well as accommodation facilities for those who attend. This was the plan and the hope we had. Now we only have the plan, but no hope, because there's no one sponsoring or offering any assistance to us in this project. You know what it's like over here, as you have lived here before. But today is even worse. Almost no one supports spiritual projects and programs, but there are many who attack such things. You also know that I have certain legal matters that needs to be considered, taken care of for some reason. But let us not talk about that. But there are other attacks and harassments, spreading lies, dragging my name through the mud, etc. But the innocent people are wise enough to know what's real from fake or false. But these innocent people are not wealthy. There are wealthy people who come to me when nothing works after spending a lot of money on various tests and treatments at private hospitals. But once they are healed by me, they thank, worship, and just leave. There were so many like that. They have not come back and checked on how things are going with healings of other innocent poor people, and say to me that they want to support this cause and for me to carry on. No, nothing like that. You may ask me, perhaps they have fallen sick again. No, no, they are perfectly healthy even to date. But I guess that is the nature of our land. Many are that ungrateful. Now I maintain equanimity without expectation, and I live in the present. So I do my duty that needs to be done on this day and in this moment. Then it's much more lighter and trouble free. I sometimes wonder, why do I go through all this hardship? But I would like to remind you again that if and when I get a chance to help the innocent and the poor, I will never ever hesitate.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kumar, for your invaluable words, the amazing work that you do, and for your precious time in connecting with us today. We appreciate that very much.
Thank you very much, and may the Nobel Triple Gem and God's loving blessings be with you. Thank you again, and Teruvan Saranai Devhitai.